My Google Science Fair 2015 project's question was, how does the temperature of unsalted butter affect the height and diameter of a cookie? After I completed my research, I was able to create my hypothesis. My research taught me that the cooler the butter, the more air pockets that can form when it is beat. These air pockets expand while cookies bake. More air pockets mean more expansion can occur, so my hypothesis stated that if the temperature of butter is lower, then the height and diameter of a cookie will increase. To prove my hypothesis, I created my experiment. In this experiment, I would create 3 identical batches of cookies. One batch would use cooler butter, which is at 6 degrees Celsius. Another batch would use room temperature butter, which would have already been left out on the counter. And when I used this butter, it was at 18.7 degrees Celsius. I also needed warmer butter, so I microwaved butter for 75 seconds until it was liquefied. And once it was liquefied, it was at 57.5 degrees Celsius. Now that I had all of the butter ready to begin baking, I could continue in my experiment's procedure. I began using the cooler butter, added the sugars, mixed for 2 minutes, added eggs and vanilla, mixed for 2 minutes, added dry ingredients, mixed for 2 minutes, and added the oats and mixed for another 2 minutes. Once I finished the cooler butter batch, I began the same process with warmer butter. Once I finished the batch that used warmer butter, I made the room temperature butter batch. Once this was finished, I was able to line a cookie sheet with parchment paper and label each cookie. While they baked, they expanded according to the temperature of the butter that was in them. Once they finished baking, I was able to measure and record my data. I measured the height and diameter of each cookie. As you can see in this graph, the decrease in temperature of the butter used causes an increase in the height of a cookie. This graph shows that the increase in temperature causes an increase in the diameter of a cookie. In conclusion, the decrease in the temperature of the unsalted butter results in an increase in the height of the cookie, but an increase in the temperature of the unsalted butter results in an increase in the diameter.